Starting a business, of course, is the start of everything, but being profitable in that same business is a whole nother game changer. So today's episode, we really just want to focus on how can you get your prospects to say yes, not just regular yes, but yes to you, of course. I felt that this topic was very important because for anyone that might be in the sales industry, entrepreneurship, or if you're in network marketing, you've got to know these staple facts. So whatever your business is, it doesn't matter what that business is. You want to focus on what are these key things that need to get done so that you can attract your clients, your prospects to say yes and be easy to work with you. You don't want to have to worry about hunting so much. You want to be able to know, I've already cast my net and I'm attracting the right people to me. All right. I want to share a quick story before we get started, and this will really just lay the groundwork out to make it make sense. I want you to imagine I'm going to a restaurant. You're going to a restaurant and you kind of have an idea about what you want off that menu. You have an idea, you've already looked at the menu, you have an idea, you've looked in advance, you already know. So by the time you get to that restaurant, you sit down, you already, you know what you want. And for this particular meal, I sat down, I looked at the menu, and I saw lasagna. I wanted sauteed spinach, and I wanted a club soda with lime. Okay? That's what I wanted off the menu. That's what I wanted. I go to the restaurant, this is what I want. Lasagna, sauteed spinach, and club soda. All right? The waiter comes over to the table, and he's excited. And looks like he took down my order, but I wasn't quite sure. He kind of went through it kind of fast. Goes back in the kitchen and he comes back and he brings me fried chicken, potatoes, and a Pepsi. What did he bring me? Fried chicken, potatoes, and a Pepsi. Nothing what I asked for, okay? I know what I wanted. And he obviously brought me something that he wanted me to have. And that clear example is typically what happens with a lot of salespeople. You bring to the table what you want, not listening and paying attention to what the needs are of that client right there. Right, Andrew? You've got that person right there looking at you and they told you exactly what they wanted, but you said, no. That's not what my business is really about. I want to give you what I want to give you. And that's the problem. That's the top 10 reasons why people hate network marketing. Let's be real. They hate the network marketing industry simply because of people who bring them what they wanted. They never thought about, you didn't listen to me. You have no idea. So I want you to fall in love with network marketing for the financial gain that you can be in the top 1%, 10% of the world if you're in network marketing, if you do it correctly. If you treat this as a profession, you'll get paid as the wealthy individuals do. If you play with it like a hobby, no checks for you. No, it's as simple as that. No checks for you. So you have to understand how you present your business is going to be a huge indication on how are people seeing the industry, how are people seeing you, and if they're going to buy. Because it takes one person to bring you thousands. Just imagine that. One person could bring you thousands of referrals. But if you botch that up, you're not getting that at all. So we're going to go and we're going to flow tonight really to go through 5 steps so that those that are in sales, real estate, entrepreneurship, if you're in network marketing, please take note. This is going to be something really special that's going to help your prospects start to now look at you way different and start to want to work with you and find out a little bit more about what is it? Tell me a little bit more about what you do. All right. And that's the one that we want. So those that are in the chat, share with me, what lines of work are you in? Just let me know. What lines of work are you already in? I'm in real estate. I've also been in network marketing since 2010. And not too many people would know that because of the way I've rocked the business out. I never want you to be felt sold to. Everybody wants to be sold to, but they don't want to be sold to. You know what I mean? You don't be that salesperson. So I'm going to take a look at the chat, and I want to take a look and see what kind of work are you in? All right, Emma, real estate, health and wellness, network marketing, real estate. It's going to work great for all of you. Healthcare and real estate are number one, it seems like. Okay. Small business. Oh, yeah. E-commerce. I love it. E-commerce. Okay. This works for all of you. This works for all of you. Ooh. My big business is event planning. What are you talking about, Monique? My big business and data privacy information. Well, I don't know if people are going to be saying prospects are saying yes to you, but I'm gonna do my best. All right, great. Thank you for sharing. So I have a lot of you that are in the same industries, you know, health and wellness, real estate, small businesses. Either way, when you're touching and talking to people and you need them to make a decision, this is going to work out for you. So thank you for sharing that. This is what we're going to focus on, these 5 areas right here. Understanding your prospect, building trust and rapport, overcoming objections, looking to craft your compelling offer, and then closing the deal. In no way, shape, or form are we going to start with number 5. You can't close the deal without understanding your prospect. There's a flow to this. Take a screenshot of this. If you're on IG, welcome. If you need to make sure that you're getting right onto the live webinar, hit the link tree and let's go into the webinar live. That way you can see and flow with the charts. There's no way that we can flow from 1 to 5. I know that we're creative. I know that we're all entrepreneurs, but we got to do it so that we can get the right people to say yes to us. All right. For much of 24 years, I've been helping real estate people acknowledge real estate, whether it's renting, selling, investing in it in the Maryland and DC area. And much of the coaching that I do, I also work with realtors and entrepreneurs so that they can market their brand. So this is a part of that conversation, of course, is marketing, branding. And I've authored 2 books and numerous ebooks on different things, different topics from credit, marketing, and how to start your business. So if there are some ways that we need to continue this conversation, of course, afterwards, then make sure that we connect, because there are some options that can help extend this to help further your business, okay? So as we talked about before, in the story scenario when I shared with you, how many times have you been approached by someone, whether it's in your inbox or in person, and they just spit up what they do and how they think it's a good fit for you? How many of you have actually gone through that before? I'm not gonna lie, it just happened to me last week. I feel honored, I feel blessed at the same time, but it's a correction moment, because sometimes that it just wasn't smooth. Anya was just presented by somebody too. And if it's not done right, then guess what that's going to do? It's going to irritate you again on possibly the industry, that relationship with that person, and you're shutting down. You're not even thinking about what they have because they didn't ask your order. So we're going to go over that to see how is that important so that you can reverse engineer that so that that doesn't happen again, and you won't be that person. Here's a couple of reasons why your business is not successful. And I don't want you to ever to minimize your business and say, I just have a small business. Okay, you have a big business. If you're not thinking bigger, neither is your prospect. Neither is your customer. So you want to focus on that. I have a big business. I have a big book. I have a big movie coming out. These elevate yourself so that people can look up to you. All right. So a lot of times the business is not successful because, one, you don't have any systems in place. You're just winging it. You're just kind of figuring it out. It's Monday. Let me just figure it out. Typically, how I have my system set up may not be the way that you have your system set up, but does it work? Are you consistent with it? All right. Number two, you have no creativity. All right. If you're just blasting people and just say, here's a 5-minute video, take a look at it, check your inbox. How is that creative? That's not creative. That's spammy. That's going to get on somebody's nerves. That's going to get on somebody's nerves. So how are you going to be creative? How can you just be a little bit different from your neighbor? All right. Number three, why some businesses are not successful is because they're not consistent. You've heard this. You can do one thing on Monday, and then 2 weeks from now, you pick it up and you might do it again. I don't see the doors closing to Chick-fil-A except one day a week, but Chick-fil-A stays consistently open for certain hours. You know, every day of the week they have certain hours. It's not like Monday they shut down at 12, or, Thursday, it's a little bit slow, so we're knocking off at 4. They're consistently open a certain amount of time period. You are a business. What are your hours of operation? How consistent are you getting information out to the masses of people? You signed up for business. I'm just trying to help you stay in business. That's all. So number 4 is there's no belief in your brand. Just like I shared with you. If you're thinking your business is small, so are they outside. So are they. They're thinking the same thing because that's the way you postured it. So if you don't have any belief in your brand, or I don't think I can do it, I don't think I can charge this. No, baby. You got to walk into a whole new persona. All right. It's belief. Everything that we stand on, everything we get done is all in belief. Right. I have belief. I got it from the dollar store years ago. It's a little ornament. It just says believe. And I look at that each morning. I'm just like, all right, constant reminder. I have a tattoo, unleashed, constant reminder, tattoo, the key. I have a key. So there's always something around me. You've got to make sure that you've got something around you that's keeping your belief level high. Number 5, you lack resources. Pretty simple. That's why we have sessions like this. You've got YouTube, you've got conferences, you've got webinars. You don't lack resources at all. That's definitely not one thing you're going to get in the educational department. They're there. But are you walking into that information? And number 6 is why businesses are not successful is because they fear failure and success. And I've been there on both sides, where I have looked at how much success is going to look like, what is it going to look like, and who I have to become. And you probably have done the same thing. You're thinking, I'm good where I am. I can just gravitate where I am. But there's a bigger mission involved. There's someone waiting on you. And when you remember that fear of success or that fear of failure will get you up every single morning. It'll get you going 1 more hour each day when you remember it's not about you. And if you've ever been on any of my coaching calls, remember, it's not about you. Most of the time we start thinking ourselves out of a situation. I'm not good enough. There's more people in the health and wellness space. Why do I need to come out? I know there's other realtors. Why me? Okay. So you have to understand someone is waiting on a message from you. They're waiting on it, not just to come from anyone, from you. If that's your assignment, you have to understand, shit, I got to get this done. There's no way I got to get it done. It's my duty. Okay. So let's talk into now the 5 steps so that you can really start focusing on your prospect. How do I attract them to come to me? And then I can push my message out a little bit easier. Okay. Number 1, you want to understand who's in front of you. If you've got a health and wellness business, everybody is pretty much overweight. All right. So many people, right? You've got people that are also in the real estate business, right? You would think they need me. They need me to find a rental. They need me to find a home, or they need me to help sell their home. But why would they work with you? All right. So understanding your prospect is number 1. What do they want? Just like the whole restaurant episode. When you sit down, are you bringing somebody what you want because you've got a cannabis business or you've got a vitamin business? You've got a real estate business. Okay, because I have these, you need what I have. But do they need it from you? Do they need it from you? So one, you want to start focusing on what do they need? What do they desire? What do they desire? And once you figure out what they want, this process, you guys, the step one is almost like an interview process. It's your discovery period. It's your time to find out a little bit more information about what they do. Okay? Who is in front of you? You want to understand about their business. So tell me a little bit about you. How long have you been having that pain? Oh, I've been having this pain for almost 2 years. Well, what are you taking for it right now? Aleve and just going to the doctor. Okay, got it. Well, if there was a way that you could get this pain taken care of with no problems with any other side effects, like would you be open to some other options? So it would go deeper than that as far as questions, but I want you to start getting into the habit of asking more questions. Ask more questions. And it's not like an interrogation system where you're like, okay, where do you live? All right, how much money do you make? It's not like that. It's a natural conversation. And when you're in conversation with people, typically if I'm out, if I'm just on the phone, it will come up some kind of way. But you want to get into the habit of asking more questions. Focus on that person. Selfishly, you may want to say, well, yeah, that happened to me too, and then blah, blah, blah. No. Lean into what that person is wanting. If they let you know, yeah, my grandmother, she had diabetes and she passed away because of diabetes runs in a family. Well, yeah, my grandmother passed away too. And then unfortunately, my sister got sick too. Have some empathy. I've been through that too. I've been through that too. But you still want to lean into that other person. That is not the moment to go into, well, have a pity party for me too. Have some empathy for them, absolutely. But it's not your time to go in and just kind of up them up. Sometimes people have done that because they don't know what the hell to say. They don't know what to say, but at that moment, this is your interview. This is your discovery period to find out what is it that this person needs. And this discovery can take just a little bit of time. It's not going to be a genuine, all right, I'm making a decision right after this, but you're not going in hard with these questions. They're just natural questions. I have a cannabis business, right? So how I would start asking somebody is, do you know anybody that is interested in plant-based products? I love to ask questions because I'm not asking Andrew, do you want or do you need plant-based products? I'm not asking you directly. I'm saying, I have a business. I'm not sure, Andrew, if you knew, but I actually have a business that helps people with plant-based products. Did you know that I had that dispensary? I'm like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry, Andrew. We should have had this discussion months ago when I started this. And I'm so sorry I did not include you. So as I'm asking him, he's talking about health ailments and his family is not doing well because of health. I'm like, did you know that I had a plant-based product dispensary? Did you know that? I am so sorry I didn't even share that with you. I've had it since last year. And this may be something that may be able to help your aunt. These products may definitely be a good fit for her. You think she's open to it. So I would lead into that that's a natural conversation because he let me know his problem, let him talk, and let her talk, what the problem is. And then you can start just receiving the information at that point, okay? So it's not your time to go in. It's not closing the deal yet. We're just listening, all right? So just put listening in the chat. If you know you can get this done, put listening in the chat. If you know I can do this, all I got to do is listen, ask questions, listen. That's it. This is that first time of getting that prospect is just listening. And even on my own vision board, I put a big old ear so I can shut my mouth. I can shut my mouth more and listen more. That's all I need to do. That's right. Marini, Monique, listen, okay? So that's the first part as far as understanding your prospect is knowing who's in front of you. Is everyone going to be your best client? No. No, right, Emma? Everyone's not going to be your ideal client. So you have to be good with hearing the word no. And it's okay. Well, tell me what you got. I don't even know what to offer you. Because some people get in that interview phase and they're like, what is it that you got? What is it that you're trying to sell me? If someone comes to you like that, I'm going to share with you a secret. They don't trust you. They don't trust you. They don't trust you. If anyone ever asks you, what is this? And, you know, what are you trying to sell me? If they try to hurry up and cut you off like that, something's happened where they don't trust you quite yet or to give you that full respect. They don't. Family, friends, tough. But a total stranger, this is going to be easier for you. A total stranger will always be your best customer. Always. Because they don't know the stuff you did when you were 12 years old. They don't know what happened last 2 weeks ago at the cookout. They don't know the little disgusting stuff that you did last month. They don't know all that stuff. But a total stranger will give you a different level of respect in this part of the discovery. You know it, Andrew, right? Customers will be your best customers. I don't even worry about family or friends being in your business. It's so great. It's okay. As long as they know what I do, but I'm not looking for them in my business because it's a level of respect that they won't have for me. They won't have it for me. Okay? You know, Lenise, right? All right, so let's go on to the next phase. Step 2. How can we get our prospects to say yes to us? You got to build trust and rapport. This means you need to educate people. This is why it's very important to have your social media page or your email campaigns that go out with education and inspiration already built into it. You've got to be able to build this trust because it's okay for someone to say no, but if they're not properly educated on that trust factor, they're always going to cut you off. And if you're in something this month and you're in something the next month, they don't trust you. What are you in now? What are you doing now? All right. So whatever you're doing, make sure you keep grounded in it. And you're like, whatever it takes, I need support, I need mentorship, I need coaching, whatever it is, but I need to stay so focused on this particular business so that people don't, you know, lose trust in me. All right. They got to be able to do that. Be upfront, be honest with what you're doing. And let them know the information that I am going to share with you. It's okay if it's a no for you. It's not for everyone. I used to think that was almost an arrogant move when I heard that on webinars. I started network marketing in 2010. Nobody really knew that it was network marketing because I didn't invite you to meetings. I had a direct sales business that I was in. That was my credit repair business. Back in the day, it was FES. And so nobody knew that, but they didn't feel that. They just knew, I need my credit fixed, Lori. Can you help me? Yes, I can. Here is the process and let's get you started. There was no come to a meeting, hey, you need to get 3 in order to get paid. It wasn't any of that. So they didn't feel it. They knew, I trust her. She's in real estate and she has already built a reputation around this. So my question to you is, how does your social media page look to the public? If someone did an audit right now of your channel, of your YouTube, your Instagram, your Facebook, are they going to know what you do? For whatever business that you dropped in the comments, whatever you said, health, wellness, e-commerce, real estate, if someone goes on there, are they going to trust that you're going to be able to handle them when they need you to be the go-to for that? I'm just saying. Would you want to work with you? And it's hard to say that because you're like, yeah, of course I would. But you want to have somebody else take a look at your channel and just say, give me an honest look. What does it look like I do for a living? Would you want to work with me if I had XYZ business? Ask someone that question, okay? And see how it is, but you need to start adding value. One gentleman had asked me, and he's older than me, he asked me, why do you give so much information out online? I said, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked that. He said, you should be holding it in. I was like, times are different now. Times are different. Right now, you have to be able to deliver information as much as possible so that people on the sidelines can be like, okay, I think I want to work with this person. They probably need to see me another 5 or 6 times before they trust and want to work with me. So with that, you've got to make sure that your social media presence is there. And if it's not there, then how are you adding value when you need someone to say yes to your business? Okay, so just be careful that your online presence looks the part. It looks the part. It looks exactly, if you're selling health and wellness, that's all I should be feeling is good. I should want to throw everything in my refrigerator away when I go to your page. I should feel so bad that everything I have and what I have in my refrigerator is bad. I should be like, I'm doing it all wrong. He or she is telling me I need to do this. I got tips on here. You want to make sure you're over delivering. Give out as much information as possible because that's all people have to go on now is social media. That's the first place they're looking for you. Hint, hint. That's the first place they're looking for you. So to validate if they want to work with you, they're looking you up. And if there's no presence, no customers. You got to be damn good. If you do not have a presence online, you got to be really good on the phone or you got to be really good with email marketing. But social media is going to be the first place they go. So you got to add value, give tips, do some reels, do something that's going to give that person enough to say, I need more of that person. If they're giving me all this for free, I know behind the scenes, there's way more. So make sure that you guys are delivering, educate, right, Lenise? Lenise was on a rampage last year. I said, marketing, let's do it. Let's step it up. She had to audit her entire channel to make sure her health and wellness was first and foremost. All right. We got a good message together. And when your messaging is all together and it's clear first, then you can go out to the public. But if you don't know what your messaging is, they don't know. If you don't know who you are when you go outside, why would they come? There's no trust there. They don't know who you are. So before you start putting things on social media, let's back it up a bit and let's find out, who the hell am I? Who am I and how am I going to approach this whole thing? All right, let's be clear. Who am I serving? Well, I work with nurses. I work with individuals looking to better their health, right? Whatever it is, let's say you just say that. So if that's your tagline, I work with nurses to get options with extra income, or I work with people to get better health, whatever your tagline is, now people know when they go see that in your bio, they're like, oh, nurses making money, got it. So she helps nurses make money, got it. Okay, so how that looks later is that's going to attract nurses to hit her up. That's going to attract nurses to pay attention to her messaging. Will a doctor call her? Sure. But who are we focused on? We're laser focused on nurses that need to make additional income. That's the messaging now that she knows, Lenise knows, that's the only type of content that she needs to create. Now she's just a production company. Now she's just a content creator, right? So she already has the product, which is here. Whatever she's selling or offering, memberships, all right, access to a group, I don't know, whatever she's selling, it's here. But we've got to get the people that don't know you to be able to see that. And the way that you bring them in is content, education, videos. calling people on the phone. So you've got to be visible to people enough so they can trust you. That's it. Got it? That's part 2. Let's keep it moving. I hope this is helping. People will watch you for a very long time. And if they see you still up and coming, they'll hit you up when the time is right. That's why it's very important when a lot of the coaching sessions that I provide, if you have done any of the classes and you've got marketing from me, Andrew, you've got content from me, there's a big difference on just posting something and then seeing what happens. Hey, have a good day. Or posting something with a call to action. Ooh, that's totally different. Now you're making your thinkers and your people who are just scrolling, now you're making them make a decision on, oh, I gotta drop a comment down below. What am I doing this weekend? Or what is, they gotta answer a question. Good morning. What was the first thing you did? What was the one thing you did on Saturday? And people dropping it in. People love to give their opinions. They love to talk, right? So when you do a call to action, that steps up your content game tremendously. So those are the kind of things that we talk about when you're doing coaching, So Andrew, you can definitely talk about that later to see how that spiced up your own reactions, okay? When you have that content change. Overcoming objections is one of the things that most people in sales, you've got to be able to get this, but most people don't get this. Because when they hear no, they're just like, oh, everyone's telling me no. Everyone told me no. Everyone told you no. You got to already know the objections that are already going to come smack you in the face. And the 2 main ones are, I don't have enough time, or I don't have the money. Let's be real. So if you already know that these are 2 major objections, then you've got to be able to finesse that answer already when they come at you with it. You got to already do that. All right. So we're not going to go into a whole objections party today, but you've got to know the end result. If someone is buying your service or product and you already know that these 2 main objections may come up, you've got to be able to come up with an answer like that. Okay, so let's just say it's a network marketing company and they're selling lotions. Okay, let's just say they're selling lotions. These are plant-based lotions. All right, these are plant-based lotions, right? So if I'm doing this, if I'm offering this, and we finally get to this process and I've asked enough questions, that person has told me, yes, I am so ashy, especially during the winter months. Oh my gosh, I get so ashy. So I'm taking all this information in. I'm not jumping in yet, but I'm just listening. So when do you find it's more dry? Like in the morning time, in the evening time? I'm just getting all this information in. Let that person talk and lean in. So tell me a little bit more about the scents that you like. Do you like more floral, or do you like more muskier, scents? Like, what do you like? Gardenia? What do you like? Oh, I love the gardenia smells. I love anything really fruity. I really love those. Okay. So I'm hearing all of this. So if there is a way that I can offer you some of the plant-based options that are really good for those in the morning, especially for when you're ashy in the morning, would that, we have some products in our line that may be a good fit for that. Would you be open to taking a look at that? Oh, no, I'm not open to that. Really, I don't have a lot of time to be looking for new lotions. I'm like, okay, got it, right. That's an objection, but it's really not an objection. Okay. So at that point, it could be, what's the real truth here? What's the real truth? Is it money? Do they not trust you? And you have to pay attention to how you're asking questions. If it's a natural conversation and you get to that point, they're like, you've answered everything for them. You've told them you could solve their ashy problem. You've told them that they can get this delivered within 2 to 3 days. And you've said it's plant-based. All of these great things, and they still give you an objection. If they get to that point, they typically don't trust you. But if it is, let's just say a financial thing, oh, it's only $12.99. $12.99, golly, I should be getting that, but I do need to wait until my payday. It's not an objection, it's just she needs to wait. Okay, remember, everybody's not on your timetable. Just because you want it sold today doesn't mean that she has the money or he has the money in his account to buy it today. That's right, I might just need more information. They don't trust you, or they just need a little bit more information. How about this, Andrew? I'll send you the information, and I actually have a sample with me. So I'm going to send you that in the mail just so you can get an idea of what it's like. If it's something that you enjoy, then let's follow up later and see when will be a better time so that you can take advantage of this for your skin. Always make it about them. Okay? And if they say no on a Monday, it's just not their season right now. It might just be, I'm not getting paid yet. I don't have the money yet. I want it, but I need a little bit more time. Follow up with that person. It's okay. But so many of you all are scared when that first hit is a no. It's just not right now. It's just not right now. If they flat out said no, heck no, don't bother me with this again. All right, you got your answer. But if they're giving you some objection on time, let's say for this business, the Canaglow business, for some of you that are in that business, that's a business where you're going to need a little bit of time during the week to dedicate towards that, right? If you're building a team or you're offering products to other people, then you want to make sure, how can I avoid the time restraint? I don't have a lot of time. Well, if we sat down and actually mapped out your day, can we do that right now? Can we, like, what are you doing from 9 until the time you check off? And honey, I coach all the time. I'm on coaching calls every day. So I already know most of the day is BS. All right, well, I do this and that. I'm like, well, you have at least 1 hour. We went through everything here. It sounds like you got at least 1 hour where you can at least dedicate toward this business. So they can give you the money, give you the time back that you're looking for. And you just repeat back to them what their problems were. But a lot of times, a lot of our schedules just are off and we're not managing our time properly. So the time is really there. So time is really not a huge objection. Money, you can work around that because it could be, well, when is it better? You get paid on the 15th? Well, absolutely. Let's hold everything until the 15th and then we can do things there. If you need more information, let's set up a time where we can talk a little bit more so we can answer your questions. Okay, so just know they're coming, but don't run away from the objections as if they're telling you no. Their season is not right now to be dealing with that. I had started the Canaglow business, which is plant-based products in there. I started that in February. I'm not the story where they say, well, she had an amazing sprint and she got 50,000 people in her business by Saturday. That wasn't my story. That was not my story. And for me, it took me from February to July to get going. The reason for that was my season just didn't start yet. I wasn't in the season of just enrolling and poof, I'm in business. Let me get running with it. I'm already working with my business. I have to work it in. I had to create my messaging. I had to create the persona of who is this new person now? Why is she introducing cannabis and she's a real estate agent? Because it's part of the business plan. It's helping entrepreneurs make money. So boom, that's how it had to be worked in. Now, speed is everything in a business, but I do want you to know, don't take your time. Don't take your time as if this is going to be around forever. Your why should be the main reason why you're doing any type of business. People who are working a 9-to-5 job are comfortable within that pocket. And anybody that may be outside of that parameters, you entrepreneurs that are on this line right now or listening to this, you take a step out of the box, right? You don't want any limitations on your income. You want to be able to help and move around and do what you creatively need to do. That's the reason why you got involved. That's the reason why you got involved. So don't put this aside. Whatever your business is, don't take too long. You have an opportunity of a lifetime and you probably don't even know it. But you have to realize the gift that you were given when you enrolled for whatever amount of money that you enrolled in your business, whether it's real estate, network marketing, you have a blessing to other people. They're waiting on you. But you're sitting back, just there, the people will come to me. They don't know you. If they don't know you, they can't flow with you. All right? So step number 4, this is when you craft your compelling offer. You've already gone through, thank you, Andrew, that plan. You've already gone through the discovery period so that you can understand who is my prospect. I understand my messaging, all right? You understand that you had to build the trust. You have to educate your folks so they see what you do matter and they should be buying from you. And we've seen that you can overcome these objections. When they're coming, you just knock it out, just like a tennis racket. Because most of the time, if you're not giving enough information, they're gone, they've checked out. But if you've given enough facts and it's something that they want, they'll be knocking down your door. That prospect will always say yes. Okay? So now we're here at the crafting your compelling offers. After you've listened to them, now it's time to deliver to them. All right? So if I'm listening to a client, my discovery time for the real estate side, let's say I'm talking to a client, that process can take anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes on average. And I'm asking questions. Where do you live? Are you renting? How much rent do you pay? Have you been late in the last 12 months? Because I'm taking all this information in so that I can know when I'm ready to give my offer of this or that, then at least I've listened to what they desire. Is your husband going to be on the loan? How many children do you have? Do you have any pets? Oh my goodness. All right. Writing it all down. What county do you want to live in? What schools do you want to be around? So no matter what your business is, this works for it. You're asking the same questions. For those that are in the cannabis business, you have plant-based products. All right, it's got CBD in some, THC in some. You have plant-based products. So when you're listening to people, you're thinking ailments. Somebody could be talking about ailments. They could be talking about, I like to cook. They could be talking about, I need another business. I need another online business. All you're doing is listening to all this stuff. You're taking it all in. And you know what you have to offer. You're just trying to figure out, is this person a good fit for what I have? Because it could be no. It could be no. I could get to the point where I could just feel this person is not a good fit for my business. I'll listen to you, but you're not a good fit for my business. For whatever reason, it could be they don't follow directions or they're not coachable. They're not coming in my business. I'd rather have quality over quantity any day. So do I have a huge team? No, because I'm selective. I don't want a whole lot of dead weight on my businesses. And you shouldn't feel the same way. You've got to understand, do I want quality? Less people. It might be less people, but it's going to be the right people. They're not asking a bunch of questions. They're not asking for a discount. They're not asking for where's the discount coupon code. None of that. They're just like, let's get started. Lori, Lanice, Andrew, what can we do to help with my business? They're looking at you to help propel their business. But if you've got just the quantity, then you got to beg them to the presentations. You got to beg them to do some work. And I don't know about you, but I'm not in the business of picking up grown adults. All right? I'm going to lead you to the water. Guess what you have to do? That's it. All right. So think about the offers that you have in your business. As a business coach, I have several. Do you have several to offer? So by this moment, since you've listened to so many things that they've shared with you, and you're really listening to them, now you get to go in and say, if we could help you pay the rent, because you mentioned your rent is $1,700 a month. If there was a way that we can help you with that rent, so rent is not a problem coming out of your bank account anymore, would you be open to hear some offers about that. You're like, hell yeah, what do you have? What do you have to offer? What can help me pay my rent? All right, just listen, what are some of the sore spots? Oh, my children are in school, the daycare just went up. Listen, the after school activities, the soccer and the football and the cheerleading, all of this stuff, Lori, costs money. I'm listening. Got it. So if there is a way, and how much is that amount that you think that those new expenses are? It's about $1,200 extra a month that I just don't have. Got it. So if you have an offer that could fit that, and you say, well, I don't know if this may work for you, but I do have a way that you could probably get that rent paid, or you can get your baby girl's tuition taken care of. Got it? And that's how you get to this point. You're not racing to the finish line. You've got to be able to listen to their problems, listen to those pain points, and repeat that back to them, because your offer may be able to fill in that problem. Make sense? So if it's something on money where everybody's expenses are going up, it could be car insurance going up. It could be anything with daycare is going up, food is going up. Well, if there was a way that we can get those extra expenses taken care of, would you be open for it? Right? You don't need to sound like the 1980s person anymore. Do you keep your business options open, Sam? Well, great. You don't need to go in like that, but you can go in with if you're coming from here, from the heart, then you'll be able to be fine, and you can bless them with what you have. Remember, you have a blessing for them. They need you. But if you're coming from here, then you're going to botch it up every time, because you're going to go in for what you need. Listen from the heart. And you're listening. Wow, this childcare is getting out of hand. Wow, these insurance rates are getting out of hand. These rent prices are, oh my gosh. If there's a way that we can get all of this paid and you can still work from home, would you be open for that? And the next question is, yes, what is it? Okay, and that's how you get to this point. I don't want you to think that the invitation to something is the same as the presentation. They're two different things. All right, so your offer may be, I want you to set up a time where we can talk about 15 minutes about your business. Okay, yes, Andrew, one of the things that one of my business coaches, Trevor Otts, actually, long time ago, I was stressing about money. I was stressing about money. And he says so calmly, I'm like, did you feel me? I said, I'm stressing about money. I need ways to make money. He said, what you need to do is focus on helping other people. It's like, what? I said, I need the money. He says, focus on helping other people. And when you focus on others, God will bless you with whatever you're looking for, probably more than what you expected. And so from that right there was a huge mind shift, because I had to get the monkey off my back, which was called debt and stress that was on my back. And now I had to take it off and focus on some other person. I was like, this is going to take work. This is going to take work in a different kind of way. Not that I don't care about people, but I need to get this monkey off my back. And he says, I promise you, if you shift your focus, Trevor Otts, I thank you for this, because I'll never forget this. If you shift the focus so that you can work on other people, help other people's problems, you will be blessed in return. And that book that's behind me, The Extraordinary Makeover, that was the one book that I started in 2018 because of that conversation. And that right there had it's 18 women's stories included inside that book. And do you understand? I had to get to work on that. I had to bring together 18 women to get their stories out so that the public can hear their story. Now, if that's not service, I don't know what. Now, was that a payday for me at the later point? Yes, it was. But the fact that I got what I needed all throughout the process was exactly what I'm sharing with you. This is the whole point. Leave from here. It's not about you. Whatever service or product that you have, leave from here. That's right. And stop focusing on what you need. Then you will be able to do this business and you will attract the right people and the right resources will come to you. But the more you keep stressing about what you don't have and I got to get this money, the more that you focus on that dollar, the further it goes away. So focus on helping other people, and then you will start to see, wow, this is the whole purpose of network marketing. I've got to help someone else in order for me to get compensated. I've got to help the team because in actuality, that's going to help me in the long run with residual income or bonuses, right? So think of it that way. Network marketing works for a lot of people if they treat it in a professional manner. But if you come to it just thinking, oh man, I'm gonna get 50 deals today. What do I have to do to get 50 deals? And if you're not thinking from here and you're just focusing on, I need to get that money, good luck. Good luck. It's not going to work. It's not going to come out pretty for you. It's going to be a long ass process. So trust the process. All right. Step 5, and the final is close the deal. Now that you've heard their problems, their challenges, you know what you can fix them up with. You know what your offer is. All right. And now you can just simply close the deal. And that close the deal simply means, are you sending them to a webinar? Are you sending them to a presentation? Are you doing it right then and there? You know, since February, I have not done a presentation for that other network marketing business. I don't have to, because 6 days during the week, there's already a presentation for that information. So I just get great with the invitation. I get great with the invitation. What are you doing Monday at 8 o'clock? Great. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you the link 1 hour before it starts. Because if I send it to you 2 days in advance, you forgot it already. You didn't lock it in. So I'm going to send it to you 1 hour before. So get good with the invitation so that you can get people at least enough so that they are good at showing up. All right. For those that are in network marketing, typically you're going to have some kind of sheet. And it's so nice because it's like, write 10 people here that know you, like you, trust you, write them all out here. And I guarantee you, if you get back to the basics as far as writing them out, you'll be like, oh my gosh, how can I bless these 10 people today? Got it. Let me call them. Let me start with number 1 and let me just ask them, how is their freaking day? How's everything going? Okay. If you can commit to making 10 calls a day, that's 50 calls during your weekday. Treat it like a job. That's 50. That's 200 contacts by the end of the month. Do you think that any of those 200, if you did a damn good job, a small good job, a little bit, that they would at least say, yeah, I'll look at it? You just need one person to say yes each time. That's it. All 200 are not going to say it because remember, everyone is in their different season. All right. Took me from February to July to get committed. I'm doing fine now. Could I have 50 contacts in by the weekend? I could, if I really got to work. So I would say any of you that are in the business of network marketing, get back to writing things out. How you close the deal is, how did you start it in the first place? Did you write them out in the first place? So you might be on my list. I'm just going to take 10 a day. And when you really get good, stand up. Don't sit down when you make these calls. You want to make sure that you're up and you are coming from here and really just check in on the people, because not too many people are checking on one another these days. They're not. So you're just checking on folks to check on how you're doing. How's everything? How are the babies? How are the kids? Oh, there's going to be a moment where you are going to have a moment where like, do I talk about my business? If you want to be really intentional, here's one way that I would do it. And this has worked where, you know, somebody who's gotten this call, they're like, you scripted me? Kind of, kind of. Here's an easy one where you write out your list of people you know, like, and trust. Go through your cell phone and you can do it that way. I would say go through there and then just act, you know what, I forgot. I don't even know if you knew that I had an online cannabis dispensary. Did you know that? I apologize because I should have let you know about this last year when I started it. All right, so that could be the premise of how that call could go, where you're actually apologizing. You know, I'm not being the creepy person. Hi, Andrew, do you keep your business options open? Cool. What kind of work do you like to do? Next line. Okay. You don't need natural. All right. So the oops, I forgot to call you. The oops, I forgot to call you is very simple. And it's basically calling you with a blessing that I don't even know if it works for you, but I'm going to share this with you. Did you know that I had an online dispensary business? And Andrew could say, no, I didn't know. Well, I apologize. I should have let you know about, should let you know about this last year. I apologize. So much has been going on, but I definitely want to let you know. If you know of anyone, Andrew, that might want the dispensary, I have a lot of plant-based products. Are you familiar with what plant-based products are? Do you think that you have a connection with anybody, maybe in your family or your business, that might need those products? Okay, so I'm still asking questions because I'm not just assuming that he needs it, because I don't know. But I do want to just ask some questions. Do you know what a dispensary is? You know, okay. And just kind of know, well, some of the products in there are CBD, some of them are THC. I mean, if he knows, he knows. Because typically when you say dispensary, people know. They know what that is. And you just say, do you know anyone that's looking to start a business, or maybe someone that's looking for plant-based products? Do you know anyone? And if you don't know right now, that's fine. But is it okay if I send you the information about it? So from that, oops, I forgot to call you, call, that's simply a quick question. And here's the information, just in case you run into somebody that might need this or might be looking to start their own business from home. It's available in 26 countries and the payouts look phenomenal. So I wanted to make sure that you got this. And just send the text over with your link and have them explore. Some people don't know what you do because you've never opened your mouth. And that call was simply two-part. You got in touch with an old friend or business partner, and you also let them know what you got going on in your business. Two birds. Boom, boom, right? So that's one way to approach it. Now, I don't think that is too hard. I don't think that one's too hard, right? That one's not too difficult to do, but I would say try that one approach, because I don't even want to sit here and give you a whole list of stuff. Thank you, Andrew, so much. I don't even want to give you a whole list. I want you to just go through that. Write the list and understand these people I'm going to bless. I'm going to bless them, and that's it. I need to be a blessing to someone. Don't go in there thinking, oh, I'm going to make $100 or $200, $300. Don't do that. All right. So when you close this deal up, you got to make sure that you're sending people to a webinar to get more information, more presentation to get more information about that. You're looking for quality, not quantity. So keep that in mind when that person's in front of you to evaluate if this is a person that you really want in your business anyway. Okay. And just remember, the invitation is not the presentation. You need not be doing both in the same breath. If I'm inviting you to get more information at 8 p.m., then that's it. I gotta go. It's great talking to you. I'll make sure I send you the link 1 hour before the event. Well, tell me a little bit more. I can't even do it justice, so I want to make sure that you're hearing it for the first time. You tell me when I call you afterwards, you tell me what you're thinking about it. Got it? And that just give it there. You said you said you're good with plant-based products. You definitely wanted to work from home. This is going to fill all of that and then more. So I want to hear your thoughts when you get off the presentation tonight at 8. Got it? So never do the two. I know sometimes I've had people on my team, well, yeah, then if you get 3 people and then all of a sudden you do that, girl, then you get $100. And it's like, how did I get $100? Well, then, what really happens is you've got to make sure that they're qualified. And then when they're qualified, it's too much. You can't do the invitation and the presentation. Okay? Guys, ladies, it's the same thing. If you're asking someone out on the date, you're not going through everything that's going on that date. One thing at a time. The invitation is simply that. I want to take you on a date. Well, yeah, yes, I definitely know that you like to eat. I know that you like to go outside. And so we're definitely going to do that. That's the invitation. You get them excited just about the invitation. You said you love to eat seafood, and you said you love being outside. We're going to make sure that we handle that Monday at 8 o'clock. Oh, for real? Yeah. Well, what are we going to eat there? Like, who's going to be the waiter? And what do I need to? Don't worry about all that. When we get there, you're going to get everything you need. And when we get to the restaurant, you tell me what you think. You tell me. That's it. That's how you start to upgrade yourself from an amateur to a professional. And people are not going to look at your business like you are crazy, and they're not going to disrespect you and say, well, is it one of those things? I rarely get that. And the reason why that is because I posture the business as a business. And if it's professionally going from beginning to end, they're not going to bother you with that disrespectful talk. The only time they're going to ask you those questions is because they don't trust you. So just build that up from the very beginning. And this may be your time right now to really just start focusing on your social media presence and getting your messaging together. And those are the things I typically help entrepreneurs with, is getting their message together. Because you just can't come out there just online. I'm not saying on the phone, because this is going to work. It doesn't matter what your social media is going to look like today. But if you're going to jump out there and have social media presence, then that's where I come into place, where I work with entrepreneurs to help them with their messaging and get their marketing together so that you can get the prospects to say yes. Here's a little sheet right here, and you can see why people do well and why they don't. Everything sounds like an amazing idea at first, okay? But 50% will quit in 30 days. 50%. All right, so if you're building a team, you have to understand that these numbers are not going anywhere. 30% will quit in 90 days. They'll ride it out for a little bit longer, right? 90 days. On average, then they're probably out because it's not giving them what they want. 10% quit in 6 months. 7% quit in 1 year. You see the numbers are getting smaller. And the 3% that don't quit control 95% of the wealth. What percentage do you desire to be in? All right. If you know whatever business that you have going on right now, or the business that you're about to go into, if it's anything related to sales, these numbers don't lie. These numbers do not lie. So you know, if I'm going to be in that top 95%, I need to have that money, then you can't go anywhere. You got to get this figured out. You've got to get this figured out so that you know my business is solid. Like we said, quality matters. Don't just get anybody into your business just because they have a debit card. That person could be an irritant. That person could be the most high maintenance person ever. And if you're not selecting them and asking the right questions from the beginning, you might have a mess on the end. But if you're asking the right questions, you know that person is solid, you know what their desires are, then you can make sure that you're always remembering that. Hey, you said you wanted to make $6,000 a month. Let's get working on that. That person will stay with you. But for the person who's just like, I got to get paid, and that's all that matters to me, is I just got to get paid. I don't care about people. I just got to get paid. I got to get this rent paid. There's a different flow for that type of person. All right. Because remember, if you're leading from here, you're going to see things differently than somebody who just sees it from here. It's going to be a harder hustle for you if you're just coming in here focused on, I need to get my rent paid. Yes, you are. But remember, like I said, Mr. Trevor Ott taught me, you've got to be able to help serve others so that it comes back to you naturally. It comes back to you naturally. how things are, that you can mix things up, how you can mix things up on your social media page. Make sure that you're doing some inspiration. Inspire the people, tell them some amazing things, stay focused, you know, some great things to keep their belief factor up. Hope, educate them, and also entertain them. If you got a good mix of that, of those three going on, be funny, but you still educate, and you can entertain me at the same time, that's a good mix for someone to stay plugged into you and to start trusting you. But if you're just entertaining them all the time, giving them football stats and, hey, look what happened at the game last night, and then all of a sudden you come in with a business opportunity, look at my new business. And you're like, this doesn't fit, this doesn't match. You've been talking about everything silly on your page, and now you want us to believe that you're serious? So mix it up. But if you do need help with figuring out how you need to get your brand together, your messaging together, again, I welcome you to set an appointment with me so that we can talk more, because I do have other opportunities where you can learn and do this exclusively with me. Here are some ways where brands are popping right now. And you want to take a look at Instagram. Are you on Facebook? Are you on TikTok? YouTube? Eventbrite has a lot of events on there. I start putting events on there. Text messages or the famous phone. If you can get good with the phone and naturally call people on the, oh my gosh, I forgot to call you and tell you about this business I have. Let me ask you a question. Get good with that. But this is where most of the time you want to figure out, where is your brand going to be popular? Okay. Here are some ways that some of the brands that I work with get started. One, if you are in network marketing, you have got to have a list of your heavy hitters. This is just week one. This could be day one. There's 10 names on here. 10. So you can challenge yourself and be like, I'm going to do 10 a day. I'm going to do 10 calls a day. I'm going to get good with calling them, touching base with them, making sure they're okay, asking about family and friends and job. And then I'm going to let them know also what I do, or if they know someone that might be looking for a dispensary type business or a real estate sales, and whatever the business is that I'm selling, it's going to get in there somehow. I don't know if I told you I was a real estate agent. Did you know that? Yes, I knew. Okay, let me know. So you want to remind people about what you do, and then create a landing page. If it's something that you do need a landing page for your network marketing business, please let me know. It's only $30. It's only $30. If you need to create your Linktree page, that is a wonderful way for you to get your messaging out, your URLs out, your presentations out. Get that. Linktree is free. You want to take a look at some of the social media content. If you are in my network marketing group, you get this for free. The first 30 days you have for free. But if you're not, and you still want to get some social media content, I do offer that for 1 year for only $97. So if you do need that, let me know, because I've already written the content that you can copy and paste that will give you the inspiration, the entertainment, and the education that someone needs on their page to keep it good. So social media content, if you need that, let me know, because most times people don't know what to say on their social media, but this can help you. All you got to do is copy and paste it. I've already written it. Number 5, you want to post on social media at least 3 to 5 times a day, per week. 3 to 5 times per week. And if you're really just getting your page started, you need to do it at least 1 to 2 times per day. You got to get your page warmed up. Okay. And then you want to start using, for people who say, I don't have time, then you want to start using sites like Hootsuite to schedule out your post. All right. This is how brands are getting started. Before they even get started doing a whole lot of other things, start with the phone first. You've got to be able to call your list first. And then all this other social media stuff goes right behind it. All right. If you're looking to get more information on the CannaGlobe, the cannabis business that we have, if you need to get more information on that, make sure that you're checking back in with me on my Linktree page so that you can get a little bit more information on how to launch your own dispensary. All right. If you have a Linktree page, ladies and gentlemen, it's easier to direct people there instead of having a whole bunch of .coms. Like, I'm not getting into a whole marketing session there, but the Linktree page has the launch your dispensary information on it. It has my real estate information on it. It's got my how to get content on there. All of that's on the Linktree page. So you should have one landing page. And if you're looking to get more of the presentations on this particular network marketing business, it is every single night, Sunday through Thursday. All right. So there you have everything that you need to be successful with getting a prospect to say yes to you. Remember, getting everything together is in sync. There's a methodology with getting it all done. One, you have to understand who's in front of you, first and foremost. You got to understand who are you talking to. And that messaging has to be clear and it has to be concise so that someone wants to work with you. All right. If you say, well, I'm a phlebotomist, I don't know what a phlebotomist is, but if you break that down for me and say, well, I pull people's blood, that's a little bit more simple, right? I extract blood to make sure that you're healthy. Oh, okay, now I know what that is. But if anybody just tells me I'm a phlebotomist, back in the day, I had no freaking clue what that was, right? So sometimes your messaging could be that unclear for someone. If you tell them what you do for a living, you're giving them your title. Why don't you serve and say, well, how do you help that person? Well, I help people purchase homes in the Maryland and DC area with down payment programs. I don't know, something simple, right? That way it's easy enough for somebody to digest. So you have to start focusing on whatever your business is, get the messaging together first before you hit the streets. Because if you hit the streets and they start hearing all this confusion, you're not ever buying from you. And you could be the person 10 years ago, you had something else different. You didn't have the messaging together then. And right now your messaging is still not together. So they're thinking, it's a no for me because you don't have it together clear. And when you do, come on back and try it again. All right. Number two, you want to build that trust and rapport. Educate your people. Educate them, inspire them, just give them more information than you could possibly think. It's never going to be too much. The more that they feel that you care and you're giving these tips out or these informational videos or sessions out, the more that they can trust you and want to work with you a little bit more to whip out their wallet with you. Number three is handling objections. If you're great with knowing what those are already from the very beginning, you already know how to answer that as soon as it comes your way. Well, I don't think I have a lot of time. Time is probably one of the bigger things that entrepreneurs don't have. And here's one of the ways that one of our entrepreneurs actually combat that so that she has more time. What we did was we sat down, we took a look at her schedule, and she found she had at least 2 extra hours in there that she really was BSing away. So time, we really have it. It's just who are we giving the time to? And that way, that just solved that problem right there. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I do have time. What else can I come up with? So they can't come up with anything else, right? So you have to already know what those objection answers are for your particular business so it fits right in to, oh, okay, well, a lot of people have a concern with the money. What we can do is make sure it's scheduled on this date. And since you said you're getting paid on that particular day, let's follow back up on that date so it's no big stress for you. How does that sound? And people just need some direction on what they need to do, all right? Sometimes if you business owners, if you have payment options, right? If you have a sales opportunity and you have payment options, make sure that your customer knows that, right? For my programs, I have a $2,500 program. If I said that to someone, they're like, I don't have that. Well, I do have payment options in there. So before they even get it out, and I said, there's payment options offered. So if that's something that you feel like you might need, it's on there. You can kind of see which one will work better for you. And they're like, oh, okay. So that already softens that. So we don't even need to have a discussion on, I can't afford $2,500. Okay. We've already talked about their messaging, their problems. All you're doing is bringing that right back up when it's time to give them the offer. Okay. Number 4 is you're going through your offer. When you know what your offers are, whether it's one offer or two, you know by listening to everything that they shared with you, you've got the solution probably in one. So when it comes down time, you can say, well, you said you had a concern with X, Y, and Z. And what I'm thinking is that this product that we offer, it helps with everything that you just said. It goes through this, it goes through that, and actually gives you this. And the price is only $299. And then be quiet. Be quiet. And the first one who talks loses. You don't need to keep talking, no extra, well, then we can do this, just $299. Is that something that's going to work for you? Is that something that's going to fix your problem? Don't be afraid to ask those specific questions. Don't be afraid. Remember, you have the blessing to help them out. Take that posture. You've got the blessing to help them out. Is that going to be something that you want to, that's going to fix your problem? Okay, so that's going to be number 4. And number 5 is just closing the deal. They said yes, they're ready for next steps, and closing the deal could mean anything of looking at the presentation, coming to a webinar, coming to an event. Got it? And once they're there, then that's the whole another process. But that's the 5 pieces to get the prospect to say yes to you. So hopefully these are some tips that can really help, that you're not only just listening to, but you're actually implementing them. That's what means the most to me. If you're going to implement these items, these action items work in no matter what business, no whatever sales environment that you're in, whether it's network marketing, regular sales, real estate sales, it doesn't matter. When you're connecting with people, you have to connect here. And once you get that, it's all psychology. It's all psychology from this point, right? And it's just being natural. So these kind of conversations you need more of, definitely let me know. And when you get a chance, if it's something that you need, I want to definitely hear from you, because it might be something where you might need help with messaging. You might need help with your social media marketing. It might be with that. Then make sure that we connect this week so that we can figure out what your business needs. Okay, what your business needs. And then we can further make those discussions and adjustments from there. Trust me, 15 minutes on the phone with me will get you clearer than you think. So make sure that you make that time for yourself so that you can get that messaging together and figure out what your message needs to be for your clientele.